قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this new live episode of Ask Zad. You will find the phone numbers, inshallah, displayed underneath, or not underneath, actually at the bottom of the screen, unless you haven't extended the screen. And also you can call us through Skype at Zad TV for your questions. Meanwhile, we have these questions from the emails. Mu'izz says, what's the ruling on watching the Turkish drama series Ertugrul? This has taken the whole Muslim world by storm, and Muslims are watching it, and they also tell others to watch it and tell people that this is filled with Islamic values, spirituality, etc. First of all, claiming that Muslims are all watching it is an exaggeration. There are Muslims who still abide by the Quran and the Sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ said in an authentic hadith, Islam started as something that is strange, and it will revert at the end of times to being strange. So give the glad tidings to the strangers. In the beginning, when Islam started, it was the Prophet himself, ﷺ, and all others around him were idol worshippers. Then, few years down the line, the whole community, the whole region, almost a great chunk of this world are Muslims, and they abide by Islam. Walillahi alhamd. There will come a time where they will shrink in number, not necessarily in their labeling as Muslims, but rather in their quality as true Muslims, as true strangers. And this question illustrates this fact. Now, this drama called Ertugrul, it's a Turkish drama. Whether it's a Turkish, Egyptian, Syrian, Moroccan, it doesn't matter. As Muslims, we don't look at the quantity. Oh, 100 million people watched it. Oh, this person has 200 million followers on social media. It doesn't make any difference, or it doesn't have any value. What counts is what is recommended and preferred by Allah Azza wa Jal, and what is not. Therefore, we come to this drama. I personally, praise Allah Azza wa Jal, I have not seen a single clip out of it, so I don't even know it. But I've heard it from so many Muslims, unfortunately, saying that it's good, it's this, it's that. Now, the basic questions. For Muslims, I'm not talking about non-Muslims. I'm talking about practicing Muslims who ask to know whether it's halal or haram. So we look at it from a perspective of whether it's halal or haram. Now, does it have music? They say, oh, definitely it has lots of music. Okay. Does it have free mixing between men and women? They say, or is it only men? They say, no, there are few women here and there, but they're decently dressed, yet they're there. So this renders it immediately to be haram. Now, I know a lot of the people would say, oh, Sheikh, this is too extreme. Akhi, who determines whether it's extreme or not? Is it me? Is it the scholars? Or is it the Quran and the Sunnah with the understanding of the three favorite generations, the Tabi'een, the companions, the Sahaba, Tabi'een and Tabi'it Tabi'een? So if it has music in it, and if it has free mixing, Islam tells you that this is haram, even if they're teaching Islam, let alone that they may also teach innovation. Because some of the brothers, and I don't remember whether this came to me through a question or someone was telling it to me face to face, that in these series, they have innovations in their dhikr, in their ibadah. They have also maybe some sort of more than such innovations, if it's related to visiting the graves and seeking help and refuge in such graved people. They call awliya. And we know that this originated, nowadays when we go to such countries, we find this shirk in front of us. We find these innovations right in front of us. Giving the adhkar before the adhan, reciting قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدْ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِالْفَلَقِ وَبِرَبِّ النَّاسِ, and doing the congregational dua after, and the dhikr after the salah. All of these innovations started from when? From this, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, which is not related to the Sunnah at all. And they, that is their leaders, hate the Sunnah and fight the Sunnah because it opposes what they're teaching to the people. Therefore, I would say that if you are interested in abiding by the Quran and the Sunnah, you should stick to the Quran and to the Sunnah. And don't be fooled by the number of people talking positively about such things. They talked before it about the series of Umar. And maybe tomorrow if they make a film about our Prophet ﷺ and they depict him, they would probably go with the flow. And this is not how we Muslims think and believe, and Allah knows best. Ramla from Saudi.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Sir, I have two questions.
Yes.
My first question is it allowed to do ruqya if one does not have any problem or illness or just as a protection from COVID-19? Can we do ruqya?
Okay.
And the second question is, sir, is it correct to say that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a nur of guidance? That's all, sir.
Okay, I will answer inshallah. And we have Zainuddin from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salamtullah.
How are you, Sheikh? I'm sorry I couldn't call you for how many days?
I'm doing well. I've missed you all these times, but I hope inshallah you are healthy and well.
I have a question.
Yes.
You know, I don't like to expose people, but I mean, I've heard you say companion of Allah. Is that allowed?
Companion of Allah?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be? Is that allowed?
Well, okay. What's your second question, Zain? Let me think about it.
You know, there's a channel
Yeah.
that there's a channel that I've seen and I've warned against. And what they do is they expose incidents from the kuffar. So they expose people, for example, dancing to the Quran. And they talk about people insulting, different shuyukh and all of this. So I told my family so I said that that's not acceptable and it would be sinful and they're dividing the ummah. So what's your opinion regarding this? It's called Smart Jannah by Zishan.
What is actually being said in that channel?
So that all they do is they expose incidents. They don't teach anything. They just expose incidents. They just talk about this kafir did this kafir danced to the Quran, this kafir burned this kafir did this and this and this.
Okay. Any more questions?
Okay. I have one more question. It's actually not really a question because we've seen how the coronavirus we've seen how many people are getting addicted to the youth getting addicted to those movies and all of this stuff. But what about if there is no haram in it? Wouldn't it still be wise enough not to follow these kinds of things about Netflix and all of that? So if someone subscribed to one of those channels, for example, someone subscribed to Netflix and all of this, would that mean their money haram and whatever they buy with their money is haram and their dua is rejected?
Okay. I will answer inshallah.
بارك الله فيك. أسأل الله العظيم وجعله بصغر فترة حسنة وأخذتها والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Barakallah feek, Jazakallah khair. So Ramla's first question was about doing ruqya as a form of protection. And this is not permissible. Ruqya is done to ask Allah for healing. And if a person does not have anything to ask Allah for healing, then he should not say ruqya. He should say the adhkar that offers protection. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق thrice. بسم الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم thrice. اللهم نسألك العافية في الدنيا والآخرة, etc. The adhkar that we say in the morning, in the evening, after fard salat, before we leave the home, before we go to bed, these will act as a shield to protect